You were just mentioning recording in Nashville.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to have this record made there? Why did you have a choice to record the finger picking guitar?
Well, I wanted to make a record where I play guitar, and I
Yes.
wanted to become a better guitar player. And the record I'd made before was completely without guitar.
Which was Living on a Mayday?
Yeah. So I think that can be a driving force too. You know, you want to do the opposite to what you did before, to change things up, for it to feel new. So anyway, I wanted to make a guitar record, and I met a guitar player in New York that I started working with, and he was the one who brought me down to Nashville. That was his idea, Matt Sweeney. And I think every process has like a part that you control. Like I knew some things, but then you also have to let go at a certain point and just see where it takes you. And I felt very comfortable to play with him, and he's an amazing guitar player. And so I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna try to record and do it down there. And it really shaped the whole album, and I met amazing people and musicians that I've worked with after that as well.
You just mentioned that you have this will to change things every now and then, or to change your music, the direction of your music. Where does that come from?
The need to change
The
it?
need to change, because you could have your own, I'm going to play this is my style, so I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm fine with this. But if you choose to reinvent yourself...
Well, people reinvent themselves in different ways, I think. Like, I mean, I have friends that produce their own records, and maybe then they find other ways to explore and push themselves to make it sound different. And maybe it's... I mean, I can only tell what I react on. Like, I think the reason to make a record is to be able to make something new. Like, to repeat the exact thing that I did before, there's no point. Like, why would I do that? So, a reason to keep making music is to have the feeling that I can make something new, that feels relevant and exciting. And then for me, a way has been to either play with different musicians, or, you know, you change things around you. Because I sound the way I sound, and I write songs in a certain way. I even try to write with other people to get new input. But it's a good question where that need comes from. I don't really know. It's, you know, we're all put together in different ways, and I'm a restless, and change and movement has always stimulated me. I mean, maybe that's why I like touring. You know, just the physical movement. You get into the car or the bus and you drive from one city to the next, and it's something happens in the mind. You know, it unleashes a lot of ideas, and yeah. So I can't be in one place for too long, and I can't make the same record over and over. Yeah. But yeah, I think we're all, yeah, and everyone has their, I mean, I know for musicians, everyone has their different ways of finding that thing that motivates them.
And now that we are talking about change in movement, I wanted to talk about your last record, All the Way to Rio. I'm Brazilian, and I couldn't not notice All the Way to Rio.
Yeah.
So where does that idea come from? Why Rio?
I was on a combined work vacation. I was there by myself for 3 weeks. I rented an apartment, and I was pretty close to Ipanema. And I had sort of my running shoes, and I had my guitar and a computer, and almost a month to myself. So I sat, and that's where I started writing these songs, like the lyrics for the songs that ended up on the record. And I had an idea of what I wanted to do. To work with some Swedish musicians and have a special, you know, very loose, jam-based way, you know, just be in the rehearsal space and play and let the songs grow from that. And it wasn't as easy as I thought, so we got that strange rehearsal space. I got an old garage that I fixed up, and we spent a summer there.
Where was it?
In Stockholm. So
Stockholm.
I was
Okay.
in Rio writing, and then I came to Stockholm with the songs, and we started working. But then somewhere along the way, we got stuck. We recorded, and it didn't really sound the way it was supposed to, and I didn't know why. So it just took time. I made a record in between before I finished this one. It took me almost like 4 or 5 years to get it out. So I named it All the Way to Rio, but it doesn't really sound Brazilian. I mean, it's kind of dark and dreamy, but there's a song called All the Way to Rio that I wrote when I was there, and I think that song set the tone for the whole record, so that's why.
Yeah, I wrote 2 lines down from that song, actually. All the Way to Rio, to start all over. I get a feeling, when I read the lyrics, I kind of got the feeling that you were escaping from something, like, because you talk about start all over. Or was it a conscious choice, like, oh, I'm here because I want to get away from something?
Maybe, but that's too personal. I don't want to talk about
Okay.
that. But it's a good way to escape. It's a beautiful city. Are you from Rio?
No, I'm not. I'm from the south, actually,
Okay.
from Porto Alegre, yeah.
Okay.
And what were you listening to when you were recording the last album?
Oh, let's see. I don't remember. I mean, it took so long. I was listening to a lot of things. I mean, when I was in Rio, I listened to a lot of Astrud Gilberto.
Yes.
But I don't think you can really hear that on the record.
No, not really. No, but
No.
for me, it sounds like a very delicate record.
Yeah.
And I hear lots of Suzanne Vega.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of hers, and I was listening to your music, and I was like, wow, this reminds me, this record specifically, reminds me so much of Suzanne Vega.
Oh, that's a compliment. I grew up with her music. Like, that was an influence when I started playing guitar. I remember that very well. She's great. Thank you.
Yeah, and which one is your favorite song of this record, and why?
Oh, I think Dreams of Blue or Keep Me in the Dark, one of those two. And I don't know why. Maybe Dreams of Blue I wrote with another guy in the band, and I love his melodies, and so I couldn't have written that song by myself. And it has, I don't know, this way about it just keeps striving, and it just goes up and up and up. I can't describe it in any other way. And Keep Me in the Dark, I think, just because it's sad, but it's still kind of strong, and it's got long instrumental part at the end that I love. I can say that, and I didn't play that. It's like amazing people that I played with, but I think I really like those two songs. And usually it's I was happy with this record. It feels a lot like a collaboration. Like, it sounds a little different from the other things that I've done.
All right, Anna.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for our time.
Thank you for coming, and thanks.
course.